I don't know if you've heard about this or not. I don't know if you're familiar with this term, but there's this group out there, and they're called ISIS. And guess what? They're coming to get you. Have you noticed over the last year the increase in reporting on this group ISIS? Every single network we know runs off the same script. And it always gives us this idea that ISIS is unstoppable. Have you noticed this? I mean, I literally saw a story yesterday. It said ISIS making $3 million a day. Do you see what they're doing here? We're given images like this and video footage every single night on the news and on Facebook and other social media of ISIS killing innocent people and beheading Christians. And then, of course, there's the incredibly shady side to this entire ISIS story. We have a lot of these unusual beheadings that are coming out. Are they real? That's the question. It's like when you really start looking into this story and all the different angles, the web of deception is incredibly sparse. In fact, there's something I noticed. If you really pay attention now to all these stories on ISIS and how the media is really building them up as this unstoppable force, it all reminds me of the Borg, these characters from the Star Trek universe that are basically the same thing. They are unstoppable. One of the famous quotes from the Borg is, "Lower your shields and prepare to be assimilated. Resistance is futile." And they descended upon the earth to increase their ranks. ISIS apparently doesn't just kill everybody, they're taking on new soldiers, so they build them up very much like the Borg. It seems everywhere they go, they'll slaughter so many people, but then they bring on more numbers. ISIS will be here soon. This is definitely the message they're trying to send out to us. 1, 2, ISIS coming for you. There is no Al-Qaeda. The truth is, there is no Islamic army or terrorist group called Al-Qaeda. Any informed intelligence officer knows this, but there is a propaganda campaign to make the public believe in the presence of an identified entity representing the devil, only in order to drive TV watchers to accept a unified international leadership for a war against terrorism. But the country behind this propaganda is, wait for it, the US. That came to us from former British Foreign Secretary Robin Cook, who incidentally died suddenly while hiking in the Scottish Highlands 1 week after giving this speech. But I'm sure that was just a coincidence. And the media fear machine plays on. And I liked this one. Meanwhile, at ISIS headquarters in Langley, Virginia, terrorists hiding in Starbucks. Deep secret underground caves are plotting deaths and destruction on America. So many shady characters involved with all this stuff. On one hand, you could say it's a genius plan. On the other hand, it's incredibly evil and kind of frightening. They've created the perfect monster. Right now, the government, the Illuminati, the elite, whatever you want to call them, okay? But the people in charge, the people who are really in charge, they've created the perfect boogeyman, the perfect foil. We got the southern borders open. You got stories coming out, ISIS is crossing the border there too, or it's possible, or who knows. Listen, everything's being set up right now, and they have a perfect plan as far as all this stuff goes. This next 9/11 that's coming, and something is coming, that's going to be it, okay? After that, then you're going to see the New World Order, so to speak, full on. All right, that's when it's all going to start coming into play. We're pretty close. I don't know exactly when this is going to go down, and who knows what exactly it's going to be. But they've created an enemy right here that, as they tell us every single night, is unstoppable. They are coming for us. They hate America. They're going to destroy us. At the same time, isn't it ironic that our borders are wide open down south? We hear about all these missing nukes and things like this. I mean, I'm telling you, it's all part of the play. The world is a stage. So right now they've got the perfect bad guy set up and ready to go. All we're waiting on now is the event. And all we can do about that is just pray. And sadly, I think this right here is the end game. Will ISIS plan a 9/11 style terror plot against the US? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't the elite use this to their advantage? It's perfect. They've created the perfect foil, the perfect bad guy, the perfect boogeyman. We're also getting a lot of this double think, okay? Because on one side, we're getting all the fear stuff. ISIS is coming, they're unstoppable, they're worth millions and billions of dollars. They have all the equipment and weapons they need, they have nukes, they have this, they have that, they're going to get you, it's over. And on the other hand, you got people in the media right here, like Americans panicked over ISIS threat that experts say isn't imminent. In psychology, cognitive dissonance is the mental stress or discomfort experienced by an individual who holds two or more contradictory beliefs, ideas, or values at the same time, or is confronted by new information that conflicts with existing beliefs, ideas, or values. Does any of this sound familiar? Of course it does. We live in a constant state of cognitive dissonance. This is what mainstream media brings us. So of course all of this is a huge fear campaign. It's all about spreading that fear and getting America scared. It's also about getting us ready for what's to come. That way once it happens, they've already got their bad guys selected. Hey, we all know it's ISIS, now what? Well, along with this fear campaign, well, we certainly can't leave out the kids. But not everybody watches the news. Not everybody is in tune with what's happening out there in the world. More specifically, what about the kids? The kids need to know about ISIS, right? Well, of course we can't forget about the kids. So check this out. We have these graphic anti-terrorism coloring books that they're introducing ISIS to children with. So out of the few pictures from this coloring book I was able to grab and show you, I believe this one will be the one your children probably appreciate the most. It's of a man crucified by militants of the Islamic State group, his bowed head covered in wounds, and looks like blood dripping all over some kind of a note stuck to his chest. Yeah, that'd be the one for the kids, I think. Oh yeah, and don't forget we also have a depiction of Osama bin Laden's last few moments alive. Wink, wink. And let's not forget, we have the faces of the 5 Taliban prisoners who were exchanged for Sergeant Bowie Bergdahl earlier this year. Wink, wink. So all of these wonderful images and more can now be found in the pages of a coloring book meant for kids. Last week, Really Big Coloring Books, a St. Louis-based publisher that also ignited a firestorm of controversy a few years ago when it launched a really graphic 9/11 themed coloring book for kids. Well, they announced that it was releasing new material for its anti-terrorism coloring book series that would provide kids with, quote, a terror update on global jihad, which is exactly what our children need. Wink, wink. I know you see what's happening. I know you guys get it. Hey, thanks for watching.